Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the shortest basketball player in the world?
I like your curiosity. I'll tell you. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the National Basketball Association history, listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the fastest man in the world?
That's very simple. It's Usain Bolt. He is the fastest runner on the planet, setting the world record for the shortest 100 meters sprint time of 9.58 seconds.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula One, and the pitch of football. Join the sports crew on Sport Hub 6 to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Here on iImpact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Reviews, views, and interviews just the way you like it. Exclusive on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Sports Hub for all the updates and analysis.
This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Oh, what a feeling. Look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wave my flag and count all the reasons we are the champions. There ain't no turning back. Saying, oh, can't you taste the feeling? Saying, oh, we all together singing.
Look how far we. That's right. Ask me how we're feeling this evening. We're feeling fly. We're feeling high. We're feeling excited. Wednesday evening right here in the industrial city of Lagos. And this is a Sports Up show on your number one urban lifestyle station, Impact Radio 102.1 FM music edition of the show. 72 with all of the excitement this evening, bringing you updates coming through from the ever exciting world of sport. And I tell you, big updates coming through this evening. UEFA Champions League 72 us in its full glory last night. Amazing matches went down. A lot of people were thinking about the reincarnation of what happened in the 2005 season between Liverpool and AC Milan. That was in the game between Bayern Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Maybe Xabi Alonso will be able to do something of that replica. But of course, it did not happen. Bayern Leverkusen had an amazing season last year, but this time around, looks like they are falling short. Injury hampered, a lot of backroom issues. The team is currently having. Bayern Munich advantage to them, and they're now through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. Other matches yesterday, Liverpool, yes, after all the gragra, after all the bragado, guys, rival fans are the ones that are laughing now. They're laughing so hard at Arne Slot and his boys. This Liverpool side, against all odds, don't forget, at the Parc des Princes last week, they were 1-0 winner because of that goal coming through from Harvey Elliott. But yesterday, it was Ousmane Dembele who got the better of this side, and also Gyalun Giduno-Rahman saving the penalty during the shootout. An amazing game that was, a classic UEFA Champions League game. I can tell you for free that the last time I saw a Champions League match up to that standard and that level was 2012, and I'm telling you for free once again, amazing game last night. We'll be reviewing all of the games that will be going down later tonight. Of course, we'll also talk about the updates coming through from All Sports this evening. Sports Up show, don't forget, we'll bring you this package on Mondays and on Wednesdays between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on Fridays, 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. on Saturdays, 2 to 3 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the info interviews, your early morning sport tonic, Sport in a Jiffy from 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10, where we tiptoe through all of the major stories making the rounds in the world of sport. We also bring you stories coming through from the home front. It's been said yesterday that Coach Eric Sekuchele also released the list of the boys that will be perusing the upcoming FIFA World Cup qualifiers ahead of the 2026 World Cup that will be hosted by USA, Mexico, and Canada. A lot of thoughts concerning that particular one, and some players who did not make the cut. Nigerian fans maybe not so happy with that list, especially talking about the attacking lineup. But I mean, we're still spoiled with attacking options, if you ask me. But then you cannot satisfy everyone. I have my own choice, you have your own choice, but it's left for the head coach and also the technical committee to know who they think who will be fit to represent the country whenever they are being called upon. Also talk about Amaju Pinnick, who also lost his seat at the FIFA committee. Unopposed Patrick Mosepe, they call him Doctor by the way, is now going to still be the president of the Confederation of African Football for the next 4 years, which means he's going to be running in office until 2029. Of course, it's been development ever since he took charge of the Confederation of African Football. I'm waiting to see more and more development coming through him. Talk about African football. Welcome to the show once again this evening. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. An absolute honor to be your host on the show. All you got to do for me this evening is to get sit back, relax, and enjoy this show wherever and however you tuned in on the show. We're streaming live on our YouTube page at impact 102.1 FM right there on YouTube. You can listen to us everywhere you go. Your number one urban lifestyle station. I take the script, brother, and when I'm back, we go straight into all of the amazing stories I've got in store for you on the show. Don't cheat on me, citizens. I'll be back after this one. Sports Up Show on Impact Radio 102.1 FM.
For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Up on High Impact 102.1 FM. This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Take great pictures on Instagram. Tweet at us on Twitter. Let's see your dance on TikTok. Tag us at High Impact 1021 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Still the Sports Talk Show here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, your number one urban lifestyle station, and I'm here serving it to you, preaching the gospel of sport to you for 60 minutes, all of the in-swingers, all of the lancer passes, all of the slams, and the dunks as well. Don't forget you can keep track of this update and so many others by following us across all social media platforms. I mentioned to you live on our YouTube channel at Impact 102.1 FM. The gateway to the studio this evening at 0704 425-2109, 0704-425-2109 is the gateway to the studio. You can also send me your message on WhatsApp, maybe a regular text message, 0907-224-5018, 0907-224-5018. Taking stories coming through from the home front, and right now we start with the recent development coming through from the President's Federations Cup, where it's going to be an all Nigerian Premier Football League affair between Enugu Rangers, the defending champions of the NPFL, going up against Kano Pillars in the round of 64 of the President's Federations Cup. Here's the draw for this year's President Federations Cup national competition, throwing up a couple of contests of giants. Previous winners, Enugu Rangers International of Enugu and Kano Pillars, will be doing battle at the earliest stage possible in the men's event in the round of 64, while in the women's category, Bayelsa Queens also will be doing battle with last year's finalist Nigeria Tails in the earliest stage possible in the women's event. Going to the full lineup of the round of 64 games, likes of El Kanemi will be hosting Simon Ben FC, Enyimba FC will be hosting El Shama FC, Yobo Desert Stars will be hosting Abakaliki FC. Major fixtures to look forward to will be Shooting Stars up against Zamfara United, Wiki Tourists up against Edel FC, Ikorodu City will be playing against Sunshine on the 19th, White Rivers United will be playing against Barau FC, Akwa United will be hosting Kebbi United, Inter Lagos will be playing against Harmony FA, White Kora United will be hosting Sinosure FC, Agome United up against the Assemblies of God, and Adama United will be playing Warinje Babes. All matches will be taking place on the 19th day of this month of March 2025. The round of 32 for the women's is going to be Rivers Angels up against Moje Queens, Gallant Queens will be playing against Forsma E Babes, Danas Ladies will be playing against the GP World, Fortress Ladies up against Onimag FC, Atlant Queens up against Crystal Stars, and Bayelsa Queens up against Nigeria Ratels. Kwara Ladies will travel to Nasarawa Amazons for their own match. And still talking football on the home front, I mentioned to you earlier that the former Nigerian Football Federation's president, Amaju Pinnick, has failed in his bid for re-election into the FIFA Council, missing out by just one vote. At the Confederation of African Football General Assembly that was held earlier today in Cairo, Djibouti Suleiman Waberi secured the last available seat with 29 votes, edging out Pinnick, who managed 28 votes in that poll. Morocco's Fouzi Lekja also topped the election with 49 votes, while Egypt's Ani Rida and Niger's Jibrila Amidou each polled 35 votes each. Mauritania's Ahmed Yahaya and Waberi also secured their places with 29 votes apiece. The outcome marks a setback for Amaju Pinnick, who had served on FIFA's highest decision-making body since 2021 and was hoping to extend his tenure. And away from the Amaju Pinnick story right now, talking about football on the home front this evening. Sports Talk Show still on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. The Nigerian Professional Football League (NPFL) has reiterated its unwavering commitment to improving the quality and visibility of the league. The particular one coming as 4 NPFL stars were named in Coach Eric Chile's 39-man professional squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. And of course, 2 of them made it into the final court. And speaking in Abuja, the NPFL chairman, Honorable Benga Elegbeleye, hailing the inclusion of the players as a positive development for the league, emphasizing the need to continue creating opportunities for NPFL talent to shine on the national and international stage. Before we move away from football on the African continent, it's been said that Patrice Motsepe has been re-elected unopposed as the Confederation of African Football's CAF president for his second term in office. The 63-year-old South African, who has been CAF president since 2021, had announced his decision to stand again in October 2024, and now his re-election for another 4-year reign was confirmed at the CAF Extraordinary General Assembly in Cairo earlier today, where FIFA President Gianni Infantino was also in attendance. Motsepe, who is a mining magnate, also owns South African's club Mamelodi Sundowns, and has said he was looking to continue the good progress he had made since coming into office 4 years ago, steadying the ship of football on the African continent. Although Motsepe's election was a formality, elections were held for positions on CAF Executive Committee, with Cameroonian football legend Samuel Eto'o also winning a seat in the process. Motsepe's second time in charge of African football was decided before today's event in Cairo, after he became the first and only contender to run for the office unopposed in 2021. Don't forget that he succeeded Ahmad of Madagascar, who had become the first CAF president to be banned by FIFA. We're talking about statistics, and since Patrice Motsepe took over the reins of affairs at the African football, it's been said that the African football has grown financially, making a $72 million, and that's about £55.5 million profit from last year's African Cup of Nations, the AFCON, which is more like 18 times bigger than what has been generated by the previous edition in 2022. Declaring his intent as well, Motsepe, of course, used this as a good advantage to himself, preaching the gospel and telling everyone, guys, if you give me the chance once again, I'm going to do better, and I'll make sure that once again we attract better. I already mentioned it to you that Cameroon legend as well, Samuel Eto'o, has also been elected into the CAF Elite Association. The election of fourth-time African Football Player of the Year, Samuel Eto'o, onto the CAF Decision-Making Executive Committee was also among the big talking points from the event that went down earlier today. Don't forget that just last week, guys, the Court of Arbitration for Sport upheld an appeal for Eto'o, who won the right to be included on the list of candidates after initially being ruled out by a contest by the FIFA's governance committee in January. The 44-year-old former Cameroon striker was suspended last year by both FIFA and CAF for violating disciplinary regulations. The ban and some form of a fine, which was about $200,000, were later lifted on his appeal too. Still the Sports Hub Show right here on iPad Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget you can be a part of the show. This evening 0704-425-2109 is the number to call. Let's get interactive. Citizens, you know for sure that too can play the game. And of course, before we go away from the home front, let's talk a little bit about basketball. This evening, where the Nigerian champions, Rivers Upas, have now announced the readdition of Peter Olisemeka to their squad ahead of the Basketball African League Season 5. Olisemeka becomes the second player to be announced by the club ahead of their campaign in the Kalahari Conference, which will be played from April 5 to 13 right there in Morocco. The Kingsmen had announced the addition of Canadian-born Nigerian Kevin Amayo last week, and also hinted about more announcements to come this week as well. Rivers Upas were joined against the host, which is FUS Rabat. Debutant Al Ittihad and 2023 third place team Stade Malien in the first stage of the tournament. Olisemeka will be joining the Port Harcourt club after helping the team to finish third in last season's Basketball African League and winning the Nigerian League title. Don't forget the last time around when the Rivers Upas made it into the to finishing third at the bar, makes them the only Nigerian team that has gone that far in the Basketball African League since its inception. And from basketball, it's been said that the 6th edition of the Nigerian Cricket Federation National Under-17 Championship came to a befitting end earlier yesterday, with 10 youngsters returning home with individual awards in both male and female categories of the tournament. After a keenly contested zonal eliminations, the best players from the 6 geopolitical zones converged on the twin oval of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja for the 5-day tournament, which again saw South-South dominate both categories. Aside from the Friends of the South-South team's dominance, 5 outstanding players from each category were also feted. In the male category, names like Ubiri, praise of Team South-South, who had 9 wickets, was crowned the MVP, while teammate Bright Eden was also named the best fielder thanks to his 4 catches. And with that, we say goodbye to the home front and skidado straight to Europe. We are going to start with us coming through from the world of tennis, and currently on the way is the Indian Wells, where defending champions Igor Swiatek has now clinched a place in the Indian Wells quarterfinals, having also sealed the title in 2022. Make that the first woman to win the California tournament 3 times. Swiatek, who is the world number 2, has dropped just 6 games on her way to reaching the last 8 and will be facing China's 8th seed Zheng Xinwen in her next game. The 23-year-old 5-time Grand Slam champion is the first man to reach the Indian Wells quarterfinals for 4 consecutive years since Karina Pliskova, who achieved the feat between 2016 and 2019. Ukrainians Elena Svitolina and Russian Mira Andreeva also want to set up a quarterfinal meeting, as Svitolina who needed 4 hours, including a near 3-hour rain delay, to beat American 4-seed Jessica Pegula 5-7, 6-1, 6-2, while 9-seed Andreeva saw off Kazakhstan Elena Rybakina 6-1, 6-2. British lucky loser Sonia Qatar is due to face Belarus world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in the last 16 later today. While in the men's category, that's talking about the ATP, Denmark's Olga Rune ended Stefanos Tsitsipas winning run to reach the quarterfinals. Tsitsipas, who is currently seeded number 8, had won his past 7 matches, taking in a maiden debut Dubai tennis competition title, but was beaten 6-4, 6-4 in 1 hour 33 minutes. And the highlight of the match was a remarkable through the leg slow from the baseline by Rune to save break points in the second set. Rooney will now be playing Trabzonspor in the last 8 after the Dutchman beat Japanese qualifier Yosuke Watanabe in a rain-affected match 7-6, 6-1. Russian 5th seed Dani Medvedev set up a quarterfinal meeting with Francis Altofils by beating American Tommy Paul 6-4, 6-0, and British number 1 Jack Draper will now be playing American 3rd seed Taylor Fritz in the last 16 later this evening as well. To the Sports Talk Show right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, bringing you updates coming through from the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. And I tell you one thing for free, big stories coming through on the show. Away from that right now, straight into the world of Formula One, just as we're preparing to light up the new 2025 season in the world of Formula One. All eyes and all attention on McLaren, because of course they did give Max Verstappen and also Red Bull a run for their money last year. Lando Norris, the talk of the town right now, and his boss, that's talking about Zach Brown, is saying that guided Lando Norris' career since 2015, and he believes straight away that he was a future world champion. Don't forget that, yes, definitely, I did prove the stuff of champion, giving Max Verstappen a run for his money last year. We're looking forward to see what is going to happen this year in the world of Formula One. The name on everyone's lips right now is Lando Norris. Any other surprise that is going to be coming through from the Man Warsaw Street side that's talking about Sir Lewis Hamilton. Don't forget, he's no longer going to be donning that jersey for Mercedes, but this time around, will be driving for Scuderia Ferrari. This evening, we'll start with a recap of all the matches that went down yesterday evening in the world of the UEFA Champions League. Because I tell you, amazing games did go down. Champions League 72 us in its full glory before we go into previewing the other matches that we play later this evening. First game from yesterday, Liverpool. It was said that they ran out of luck against their sports kick saved by Guilangi Donnarumma. Liverpool topped the table in the new look Champions League group phase after winning their opening 7 games, and Slot was questioned whether the new format was finishing top after being paired with one of Europe's form sides in the last 16. Like I mentioned at the start of the show, a lot of our rival fans are currently laughing at Liverpool right now. Say after all of their bragado, after all of that initial gragra, all they had to show off was there crashing out in the last 16, not even making it into the quarterfinals. But of course, you don't want to blame them. Are you going to blame them for that? This is football, and yes, we all do believe that anything can happen. Anybody can be beaten. Yes. I was talking about other games that went down yesterday. One man who is definitely putting his name in the silver platter right now. Talk about Harry Kane, who has scored 10 goals in 11 Champions League appearances this season. Harry Kane making history as Bayern Munich confirmed their place in the Champions League quarterfinals with that victory against Bayern Leverkusen. The striker's close range finish in the 52nd minute was his 10th in Europe this season, more than any other English player scored in a single campaign in the competition's history. Bayern came into the second leg tie with a 3-0 aggregate lead after the commanding performance at home last week, and were again the better side in Leverkusen. Vincent Kompany's men posed a greater threat in the first half with Michael Olise and also Kingsley Coman both firing narrowly wide. While Xabi Alonso's side were looking to become the only fifth side in Champions League history to overturn a 3-goal first-leg deficit, but then it took them 65 minutes to register a shot on target. The England captain then spawned a good chance to add a third when he placed wide under little pressure before he rattled the crossbar with a snapshot on the turn. Bayern Munich will now be facing Inter Milan in the quarterfinals after the Serie A champions defeated Feyenoord. And the first leg, of course, will be taking place between 7th and 8th of April, and the second leg, of course, happening just a week after that one. Well, I'm not talking about Champions League night yesterday without mentioning Lamine Yamal, the 17-year-old youngster, amazing talent right there with Barcelona. And after lighting up the European Championship last summer, Lamine Yamal is still finding new ways to amaze those watching him in action. The 17-year-old also wrote his name into the Champions League history books yesterday, becoming the youngest player ever to score an assist in a competition as the Barcelona beat Benfica to reach the quarterfinals. And this season he has contributed to 28 goals and is approaching 60 goal contribution for both club and country. Don't forget an emphasis on the fact that he is only 17 years of age. The teenager will definitely play with confidence that barely his years exemplified by quality and assist in that goal against Benfica last night. Barca beat Benfica 3-1 on the night and 4-1 on aggregate to go through to the last 8, where they will now be facing either Borussia Dortmund or LAS Lille in the game that will be played later this evening. I'm still recapping all of the matches that went down yesterday. Inter Milan also reached the Champions League quarterfinals with victory over Feyenoord at San Siro Stadium. Marcus Thuram jinxed into the box and fired into the top corner as Inter went 1-0 up in the night and 3-0 ahead on aggregate. Kankaglu was penalized for clattering into the back of Jacob Moder, and the former Brighton midfielder scored from the spot to give Feyenoord the only hope they had in the game. But of course, the Turkey international made up for his error after the break, converting a penalty after Thomas Billin also fouled Mehdi Taremi inside his own box. And Thuram then fired a shot narrowly over the crossbar as he tried to increase Inter lead in the absence of captain Lautaro Martinez, who was on the bench. Simone Inzaghi's side will now be facing Bayern Munich in April as they continue their quest to reach a second Champions League final in 3 seasons. And my, before we go away from reviewing the matches that went down yesterday, I'm going straight into other games that we played tonight. Let me quickly tell you about the news coming through from the camp of Liverpool. Darwin Nunez fell into the arms of Arne Slot at the conclusion of a dramatic night that may yet come to define the spectacularly mixed bag that has been the Uruguayan's Liverpool career. His manager is saying that yes, Nunez is not to be blamed, but of course, he felt his miss carried more weight than any other player within the Liverpool ranks, and that's coming from the manager Arne Slot. Liverpool supporters, they always have stood firmly behind Nunez, but he suffered a nightmare with an undistinguished performance as a substitute before missing a penalty during the shootout. It was justified as Nunez's sports kick was not enough to defeat the expertise of Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma in the game yesterday night. Well, the head coach is giving Nunez the hard word recently when he said he can't accept his work rate in games at home just after that game against Wolverhampton Wanderers and at Aston Villa. There was no question about his work rate there, but this was as a confused, over-anxious display characterized by misplaced passes and misunderstandings after he replaced Diego Jota with 17 minutes left of normal time in the game last night. Well, a couple news coming through from the Liverpool side as well, because it's been said that one player has come out to talk about the fact that he does not know what is going to happen to him at the end of the season, and I was talking about Virgil van Dijk. Whether or not he is going to remain at Liverpool is left to be seen, but definitely we'll monitor the situation, and then we'll tell you as this particular one is going to be unfolding in the next couple of days. Same thing with Trent Alexander-Arnold. The word on the street is having it that there seems to be like an agreement between himself and Real Madrid for this summer. We'll tell you more about it. Still more like a gossip, but of course we'll be right here to deliver it to you just the way you like it. Anyway, from Champions League talks right now, we'll still go back to it when we'll be looking to review other matches that we played this evening. But now let's go talk about the English Premier League, where the Tottenham Hotspur manager, Ange Postecoglou, said he has no regrets, saying he always wins the trophy in his second season at a club, as the North London side looks to overturn the first leg deficit at home against AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League later this evening. Spurs are out of both domestic cups and 36 points behind Premier League leaders Liverpool, and the Europa League is the last chance at silverware for a club who have not won a trophy since 2008. Well, the closest they've been was the Carling Cup when Jose Mourinho was still in charge a couple seasons ago. But of course, they sacked him just a night before going into play in the finals. And well, maybe what would have been was not allowed to be by Daniel Levy. Postecoglou made the claim having won trophies in the second season with Australia's Brisbane Roar, Japan's Yokohama F Marinos, and also Scotland's Celtic. But the Spurs side must first beat AZ Alkmaar, who lead 1-0 after the first leg in the Netherlands later this week. When he was asked if he had regrets making such a bold statement about winning trophies, Postecoglou said it was simply stating the fact. Having endured the roller coaster run in the last 3 months due to injury crisis, Postecoglou received the boost with defenders Mickey van der Ven and also Christian Romero, who will now be available to start together for the first time since early December. Romero played an eye against Bournemouth. Van der Ven came on for the last 30 minutes in that particular game. Postecoglou also said he's relying on club's leadership group, including goalkeeper Guillermo Vicario, to guide Spurs into the quarterfinals later tonight. And away from Tottenham right now, straight into the right side of Manchester, where Ruben Amorim has told his Manchester United players that they cannot have any complaints about criticism from co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe said in an interview this week that some United players are overpaid and not good enough. Well, looks like finally someone at the hierarchy is stating the obvious facts too. Amorim was asked about the comments ahead of the crucial Europa League tie against Real Sociedad tomorrow, and rather than disagree with the British billionaire, he said it was the job of all players and staff to change his mind. In his own words, and I'm going to quote him, he said, "I think if you are being honest in a moment, everybody, me, all the players are underperforming this season, so you can always change that." That was in the words of Ruben Amorim earlier today during his press conference. Ratcliffe, who pointed out a number of players whose transfer fees will continue to be paid this summer, and his list was composed of signings who have been deemed failures at Old Trafford, including Jadon Sancho, Anthony, Rasmus Højlund, Andrew Onana, and 5-time Champions League winner Casemiro. Well, going into the next game, United are set to be without defenders Harry Maguire and also Lenny Yoro against La Real. Mason Mount returned to training after 3 months out but won't play against the Spanish side. Manuel Ugarte, whilst means the last 2 games, could also be featuring in the game for tomorrow. 7 games at home, by the way, at the new Riyadh Mercy game. We look forward to see this evening, and hopefully something forward to some of them. You can talk about them that yes, they're already walkovers, but the team definitely need to put in a couple of shifts. course, UEFA Champions League nights once again. Back like we never left. The first round of 16 matches have been concluded yesterday, and now we look to see the other side that will be making up for the quarter-final fixtures. Lille will be at home when Borussia Dortmund visit them today. Aggregate score remains at 1-1. LOS Lille definitely will be looking to put up a fight in that particular one. For Borussia Dortmund, by the way, they need to do better. Of course, yes, last weekend they also lost their game right at home. So definitely you agree with me that a lot of work needs to be done by Borussia Dortmund under a new manager. Yes, Niko Kovac. They are yet to do what a lot of fans will be expecting from them. But yes, there's one man who is currently standing out in that Borussia Dortmund rank. That's talking about Serhou Guirassy, the Guinean man right there. A man with modest career. Definitely 28-year-old Borussia Dortmund striker who has risen from bottom, definitely gone to the top and had ever hit a 15-goal season just until last season. He's the main man right now and is the one currently leading the ranks for Borussia Dortmund. Hopefully, he gets to do it and do it exceptional this evening, making sure that this team goes ahead and gets into the quarterfinals. Once again, cementing Borussia Dortmund's place among the big guns when it comes to European football. Arsenal, by the way, advantage Arsenal 7-1 against PSV, and this evening they play at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal going to the Champions League last 16th second leg, very close to ending a 5-year wait for a trophy. That's according to their defender and also their striker, because this guy has scored more goals than strikers for Arsenal this season. No other, William Saliba. The France centre-back wants to help his side to win their first Champions League and believes they're in strong position to do so. The Gunners comfortably won their first leg 7-1, and they will now be hosting the Dutch side at the Emirates Stadium in the return match later this evening. Arsenal, who have never won the competition, will face the winners of the tie between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid in the next round if they are ever advanced. The last time Arsenal reached the final in 2006, they lost 2-1 to Barcelona at the Stade de France. Winger Gabriel Martinelli, who also returned against United at the weekend from a hamstring injury, is again available for selection. Defender Ben White is gradually being eased back into the first team following a lengthy layoff after that knee injury. We look forward to the Arsenal game as well. Advantage Arsenal, I tell you, but then we wait to see who they are going to be playing in the next round of the competition. Aston Villa too, having an amazing season already. We'll be playing at the Villa Park when Club Brugge will be visiting them. One foot in the Champions League quarterfinals. Unai Emery wants Aston Villa to become consistent trophy contenders and regulars in Europe. Villa going to the second leg of the Champions League last 16th tie against Club Brugge ahead of aggregates following a 3-1 win in Belgium just last week. Their first European Cup campaign in more than 40 years could not have gone much better, but with the potential quarterfinal looming against Liverpool or Paris Saint-Germain. But of course, they are playing against Paris Saint-Germain in the next round. Unai Emery hungry for more. And Emery definitely will be facing a familiar foe, a familiar side in Paris Saint-Germain, definitely. If they make it through though, because don't forget this is the Champions League and anything, absolutely anything can happen. Atletico Madrid, I mentioned to you, will be hosting Real Madrid. One game to look forward to, an amazing time, a classic we look forward to later this evening in the UEFA Champions League. 9 p.m. Nigerian time. The only game that is currently will be on the way any minute from now is the game between Lille and Borussia Dortmund. To the Sports Talk Show right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. And away from Champions League talks right now, quickly serving you a couple of updates coming through from the world of sport. Quickly, let me bring you this update coming through from transfers, where it's been said that Alexander Arnold is, of course, a doubt, may miss the Carabao Cup final due to injury. Liverpool defender Alexander Arnold is a huge out for the League Cup final against Newcastle United this weekend after sustaining an injury. Yesterday's Champions League round of 16 loss to Paris Saint-Germain. That's according to manager Arne Slot. PSG definitely defeated Liverpool Liverpool. You already know that Alexander Arnold, 26, replaced by Jared Konsa in the 7th minute. And reporters saying he has suffered an ankle injury. Possibly, but I'm just hoping that's not going to be the last time we'll be seeing Alexander Arnold don the jersey out right there at Anfield. Because yes, like I already mentioned, reports are having it and reports are emanating that he might just possibly be committing his future somewhere else, which is not going to be Real Madrid come next season. I'm talking about Liverpool. Our captain Virgil van Dijk has said he has no idea about his future at the club beyond the end of this campaign. Van Dijk is one of the 3 players, including Mohamed Salah, Alexander Arnold, whose contract are up at the end of the season with new deals yet to be agreed. And the Dutch international has been central to Liverpool's title chart this season, seeing them 15 points clear at the top of the English Premier League. With 10 games to go, he has been a mainstay in the second best defense in the league, playing every minute of their campaign so far. However, the Merseyside club's Champions League hopes are ending yesterday. And in his own words, he's saying, I have no idea. I still have no idea at the moment. Genuinely, I have no idea at the moment. And nothing but having no idea. But then we hope that this one is going to unfold beautiful for both Liverpool and Virgil van Dijk. Because, of course, there ought to be leaders. As the teams that parted ways with leaders in their ranks, they, of course, suffered it a whole lot. And yes, Liverpool's resurgence in the last couple of years has been amazing to watch. I don't forget that this is the same Liverpool side that went on 30 years trophy drought. Sports Talk Show right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, and of course this is how much I'll be taking on the show for today. Many thanks to everyone who's been a part of the show. To the silent listeners, I see you, I appreciate you. I do not take it for granted. Don't forget that the show is definitely going to be back on Friday 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. and Saturday 2 to 3 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of reach, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. I already judge you sign out this evening. Stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Go out there, be the best version of yourself. Don't forget to be kind, because kindness is cool. I'll see you when I see you, and that's going to be on the other side of the drop down later tonight. Don't forget, I'll still be right here. Keep it low with me.
I love you, babe. I know, and I love you too. This is why I've made it so that you can now have me everywhere you go. www.highimpactstudios.com. Press play. Links in our social media bio. Click